So a session is being recorded from now onwards. So now, as I said, that this Web 222 is basically your first course that you will be taking right now with me, and this will be acting as a base or the foundation for the advanced courses that have to come in your next semesters. So once you are done with it, I'm just giving a quick review of quick overview of like review of all those next courses. After that, you will be jumping into something called this Web 322. After this 222, you'll be jumping to 322, and whatever you will be learning during this session, you'll be taking this all knowledge towards that particular second course, and basic foundation of your course that you are studying right now will be the main core element that you will be working on while you move to Web 322. And then we have another course that is called Web 422, programming app for apps and programming web programming apps and services. Then you'll be again. So what you'll be doing is that effectively you will be working right now in our this course. We'll be working on our client-side programming, client-side coding. We'll be trying to do. I'll let you know what is client-side coding, and we'll discuss that specifically. But when you will jump into the second course, 322, we'll be going from client to the server. And I hope some of you know this concept this much, that what is a client, what is a server. The one who is asking something is basically client. The one who is providing something is basically server, that for that matter. So websites can be developed by using is it only Maruf that my voice is breaking? Okay, so Jonah says that's fine. So looks like Maruf maybe sometimes some individual internet problem. Okay, right. So you will be right now. What we are studying is basically client side of our web development. We're just trying to do something of client side. And as I said, if you are not familiar with this client side terminology, no worries. We are going to discuss that. But when you will jump into 322, you will be going from client side to the server side scripting. You will be jumping to server side scripting, and then you will start working on server side codes or something. And in 422, you will be again coming back to the client side, but with a very advanced concept. You would have heard about the concepts of Angular. You would have heard about the concepts of React, JS, and something like that. So if you quickly jump from one to the other, here you will be learning about JavaScript. You'll be learning about CSS, cascading style sheets. You'll be learning about HTML and DOM, and so on and so forth. All these collectively will be making what the client side of our script of our website. The client side script will be handling all those client side issues by using these three languages or these three technologies, so to speak. When you will go into 322, you will start talking about these server technologies, and the first and the far most important thing that you will learn over there will be Node.js. If you have heard about it, there is a Node technology. You'll be working in that Node or something. And then, as I said, then you'll move to 422. You'll be again coming back to the maybe client side or an amalgamation of both all those things. And you will be working on those frameworks and libraries that make it possible for making robust web applications. So in a nutshell, this is the summary that you people will be following it up. So I'll be just closing that down. Hopefully you will have a very good semester. This one we'll be learning all those contents, and we'll try to learn them by practical examples. Of course, we won't be just discussing everything, right? Rather, we will have our own, the different. We'll be just working on assignments and these different things, and practically we'll be just trying to work on all technologies. So now let me just close this 422 and 322. Right now we are in 222. So I don't know about the structure at Seneca, because as I told you that I've been with Conestoga since last year or so, but for this in Seneca it's my first time. So please, I will be asking some questions so that I may know that how we have to configure our class, how our class should go about. So the first question, is it your first again, I don't know about your course structure, but is this your first programming course, or you have studied some programming courses before, maybe C or C++ or some object-oriented languages before? This is your second semester. Thank you very much. Mark has mentioned that this is your second. Okay, second. Okay, you have done C so far. That's very good. Okay, that's very good, Jacob. Thank you. right? Okay, this is second semester. So what I understand from this is that this is C and Unix so far. That's very good. So you are familiar with the programming, and you are familiar with all those programming constructs and things like that. So this course, again, as I said, will also be leveraging some of the concepts that you have learned in your C language class, or maybe in your like C course or in your Unix course. Those concepts will be leveraged over here, and you will have to just amalgamate those concepts. Those concepts also will be a bit, polished over here, and you will be doing what you were doing in C language, maybe on your desktop computers and things like that. We will be trying to shift those concepts onto the web. So that's in a nutshell.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there any difference between C language and JavaScript?
Okay, so that's a very good question. What is your name?
No, I'm just asking, like, is there any difference between like C language and JavaScript? What is the
Yes,
difference?
I got your question. I'm asking your name. What is your name?
Oh, my name is Charlie.
Okay. Can you just repeat that? Okay. Try. So thank you very much. Try has a very good question. So you people would have heard the question. So Try is asking that whether there is a difference between C language and JavaScript. Try, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So Try, you can just mute yourself. No issue. So uh, if primarily speaking, C language that you have done was truly meant for your desktop applications, for applications that you usually use in your computer in your daily use. Let me give a very vague example. You are creating a calculator, you are creating for example, a planner or something that you had to create in C. For example, you are creating a management system, airline management system, anything at all. So those applications which are specifically designed C language, in its core depth, is basically meant for developing the desktop applications. Okay, when you come to JavaScript, since its inception, JavaScript is basically meant for web application development. Web application development means when we want to create the web applications, we want to create websites, we want to create some online reservation systems, we want to create something online that you want to show on the website. So right now you just keep this point in mind, Triley. Otherwise, today's topic includes all this discussion. So I will be discussing about that. Just don't worry about it. Just right now you remember that C language has all those programming constructs that you need to have. C language is generally called as the mother of modern programming languages. Have you heard about that? Mother of modern programming languages. So in C language, whatever we read, whatever we discuss, whatever we learn, like for loop, like if and else statement, like switch statement, like while loop, like we discussed. There are lots of things, like we discussed preprocessor directives. So all these things that we discuss in C language, they are meant, or in its core, C language was meant for only desktop application development. By desktop application development, I mean to say, those good old days when there was a distinction between web application and desktop applications. Right now, this distinction is blurring around. Now you can see that your all applications are connected to the internet, but I'm just taking you a bit more historical way, and I'm just telling you the C. So C language tells you all the programming constructs that you need to learn, and rest all the languages that are coming after C language, maybe that you are studying, maybe JavaScript, maybe anything. So those will be based on those constructs, those languages, those programming arenas that you have learned so far in your C language. But typically, summary answer: C language you are using for making desktop applications. JavaScript you will be using for making web applications, web programming. You see here, this is an introductory course in web programming using JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and DOM. We'll discuss what are these 3, 4, and we'll be discussing their examples as well. Okay, and then we have this course description. There's a course outline as well, and we'll see that course outline also. Okay, so there will be lots of hands-on activities here, and there are 4 hours per week. We have one class today, and we have one class on Wednesday, and we'll be just having another session on Wednesday. So see here. Learning outcomes. What are the learning outcomes? This is interesting, and I want to discuss it over here. Explain the purpose of World Wide Web. What is www? What is HTTP? These are few jargon words. Maybe some of you will be familiar with these words, some of you will not. I will try to explain each and everything in a very layman form so that everyone from this session, from everyone, when you go out, you know everything about. Like again, after completion of this course, you must have very clear difference between World Wide Web, Internet, HTTP protocol, etc., etc. So all these things you need to know. Develop web client application that conform to standards and this is a very important point. Develop web client applications. I told you this course mainly focuses on client side of application development. I hope that is making sense to everyone. If someone is blurred on this concept, I'm everyone saying client side of application, client applications, or client side script. If someone is not clear about that, they can just mention that in chat below, no issues. So this course mainly focuses on web or client application. By client application, we mean it would be an application that has to live on. Yes, you can by web client applications. Is it the same as Chrome extensions? So Jason, maybe yes, maybe no. Yes, you can say like that. But again, let me tell you one good example. You say www.yahoo.com, google.com, facebook.com, and you get some website into your system. So when that website comes into your system, we'll be discussing that in very much detail, but giving you an example. So that website, whatever I'm looking over here, this is all running on my client, on my system. You know, this is all running on where? This is all running on my system. You can understand that. So this all will be called as a client side script. This is not a server side script which is running right now, because whenever, yes, Maruk says front end, so you can call it a front end, or you can call something like that. When you request something from the web, that thing comes into your system, and when it comes in your system, it becomes a client side. It becomes a client side of application. I'll discuss it. Yes, we'll be working, Khushmat is right, we'll be working on web pages, but right now we won't be working on web pages running on server. Right now we'll be talking about web pages running on our client only. I'll tell you the difference, but just right now, you just keep in mind that we'll be discussing about client side of scripting, client side, what will be happening at the client side. We won't be talking about what is happening at the server side, right? So yes, Pushpant, you're right. We'll be working on web pages, but we'll be working on those web pages that do not interact with for example, we won't be creating any servers. Easy words. We won't be creating any servers in this course, but we will be creating web pages that can be rendered by the servers. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Maybe someone who's Maruf and Jason, does that make sense? Okay, right, that's very good. So we'll be working on client-side applications for the best practices. Demonstrate competence with a document object model to present content to end user for consumption and interaction. This is very interesting, and the main core area of this is DOM, document object model. You remember this DOM we have seen already here. This document object model. This is a very important concept, and today maybe after towards the end of class you will know what is DOM, document object model. But we will be just doing what we'll be using or leveraging this document object model and working with those applications. Utilize JavaScript to implement interactively in a web client application. So we'll be using JavaScript to implement interactivity. That JavaScript on one hand will provide us the interactivity to our web applications. On the other hand, it has other purposes as well that it serves. Okay, so compose documents for the web using hypertext markup language. This is very interesting. We'll be discussing HTML, hypertext markup language, and employ cascading style sheets to control the appearance of the document. For appearance, we'll be using cascading style sheets. For composing documents, we'll be using HTML. For making interactivity, we'll be using JavaScript. I hope that makes a bit of sense. And for this interactivity, we will be using this DOM also. Or we'll be using this DOM to interact with our web page at one layer. So we'll be just using this DOM and things like that. Hopefully that will be making a bit of sense. And let me just quickly go through these things, and then when we'll jump into our first lecture formally, We'll come to know the difference and things like that. Okay, so topics outlined. So we'll be discussing internet architecture. What is the architecture? What is JavaScript? Its introduction. How do we work? As Triley asked a question, what is the difference between JavaScript and C language? So I answered that the first basic primary difference that you can always keep in mind is that in C we usually work to develop desktop applications, but in JavaScript we usually develop something for web. But JavaScript closely, not if I do not say, I should not say that exactly it follows everything, but it exactly whatever you have learned in C language, it will be following all those. Let me quickly just mention that. JavaScript types. You remember data types in C language? You have worked on data types. There are the number of data types: int, float, double, and all things like that. And then we have syntax, operators, statements. That was the same in C language. Objects. Usually we have not worked in objects in C language. We usually do not work. For that, we usually study about, if you have heard about object-oriented programming, and there we talk about the objects. Otherwise, you have talked about arrays. You have worked on arrays over there. You might have worked on the date objects and data objects over there. So there are few objects, like the pre-made objects in C language that we use, but in the realist sense, they are not the objects. And what are the objects? We'll be discussing that in JavaScript. Functions, a very important part, and I hope you will be very good in functions. That functions play a very important role. Write once, use as many times as you want. Then we have regular expressions. If you are not familiar with regular expressions, we'll see that how you do use that. Scope, and then closure, the prototypal inheritance. So these are few of the concepts that are, as I said, from starting from objects and then prototypal inheritance. It is related to the object-oriented world, and we'll see. So just one more bit of question. Have you studied object-oriented programming somewhere? Like, what is object-oriented programming? What are classes and objects? Have you studied that somewhere? Okay, Nushain, thank you. So okay, so let me tell you, Mark, thank you. Yes, you're right. So today we have, okay, you have this class. Okay, so you have studied that object-oriented section. That's very good. But for your surprise or for your information, we would be discussing some of the object-oriented with JavaScript as well over here. It's not a truly object-oriented language, but it gives us most of the features of object-oriented languages, so to speak. HTML. As I said, please remember one thing today. As we said that C language is mother of all modern programming languages. Allow me to say that HTML is the mother language for all web-based applications, web-based languages. So again, it's not a quotation from someone else, but it's a quotation from myself. So please keep that in mind, that HTML can be considered as the mother of all modern not programming. I'm wrong, because I'll be discussing that programming and that. HTML is mother of all web languages. Web languages, you can call them, right? So I would like all of you to just remember this concept. HTML can be considered mother. And why I'm saying that, you would appreciate when we'll be working on HTML, that HTML will be used in each and every technology, starting from this web 2.2.2, then you will go in 3.2.2, then you will go in 4.2.2. The base language everywhere you will find is what? HTML again. That's why I'm saying that HTML can safely be said as the mother, or as the base, or as the foundation of all these languages. I'm not calling them programming languages. Intentionally, I'm stopping this programming word. Why? Because there are reasons, and I'll be discussing those reasons. And then we'll be discussing HTML DOM. So I'm just quickly going through. We'll be discussing node and node types and modifying the DOM. We'll be discussing CSS, cascading style sheets, which is a very interesting phenomena that we use for looks of our website. We want to make it more and more beautiful. For that, we'll be using, CSS. Okay. Then web client programming tools, DOM modifications, events, hyperlinks, images, layout basics, HTML forms, one of the very, very important thing, image galleries you see in our daily life, Ajax and simulating to call a web service. So we'll be working in Ajax. Ajax is another technology, and we'll be trying to simulating a call to a web service. We'll see that what is the web service, what is API, we'll be discussing all those things. Adaptive and responsive layout for print and mobile target. This is very, very important for modern day, that your views, your like layouts should be adaptive to your, the current era. Right now your website might, people might only look at your website on their mobile phones. Maybe they are looking at their iPads, maybe they are looking at their other tablets, maybe they are looking at a very huge screen. So you have to create some websites where your layouts should be that much adaptive and responsive that they should adhere to whatever user user area is. It should adhere to that. So we'll be discussing that. All right, so notebook or textbook. No textbook required. Will be use authoritative online resources. We'll be using authoritative, but you remember authoritative. So it's not that everything on the internet is correct. Sometimes there is material which is all rubbish. You know that, and you would have seen that. So we have a Mozilla Developer Network start page. That is, oh yes, Rishabh, that I can assure you that, for example, because we have the structure of the course is in a way that for first 3-4 weeks, what I'll do is that you might be today, you will see your first web application, web page, you can see. So today you will see that your first web page, but then what I say is that because we'll be stopping this HTML till week 5, and then there is a reason behind that. So when we'll jump into that HTML5, then you'll be able to completely create your website. But right now also, for today, after today's class also, you will be able to make your website, maybe at least a web page, a very basic web page that you would be proud of when you'll be going out of this class, right, Rishabh? So we'll be working on that. So web application community group wiki, there is a group wiki over here which is authoritative one, and uweb documented the W3C and the web platform towards webplatform.org. There is a interesting. So supply low cost, moderate capacity, high performance USB flash drive. Promotion policy, that you need to achieve a 50% of the grade, the final complete all assignments in a satisfactory manner, achieved a grade 50% or better. So these are all the grading policies over here. You can just always find out. And there is something interesting related to this academic policy and academic integrity, you can see over here. So you have to see that. So see here, this is important. We have assignments, approximately 6 assignments of 30% grade, and usually they will be of 5%, 5 each, right? So and then we have tests, approximately 10, approximately of this is the 10 tests. We might have I don't know, because I have to just look into this one. But if there's these are small tests that will be comprising of 50% of your grade. So there will be 50% of the grade on that. And there is one final exam of 20%. So it's not that a big exam for which you will have to prepare everything. But again, there will be a final exam that you will have to work on. And this test will be, yes. So there will be no midterm, Kushwant, you're right. And mostly you see that 80% of your grade comprises of these two things specifically. So you have to just keep in mind that you have to appropriately conduct all these tests and assignment. Oh yes. So Mark, there is no final project as such in this course, but what I would like you to do is that by the time we'll be reaching to some place where we are able to make a project. So again, it won't be a graded one, it would be a voluntary project, and you people will be so one of the things is that assignments also will be scaffolding in nature. So first assignment will be, second assignment will be based on the first one, and the third one. So up to so on, you will be having that assignments. That assignments will be taking you from one step to the other, second step, third step, fourth step. So this way you will be just working on those assignments, and you will be one way or other you will be creating one project. So Khushwant, yes, you're gonna love this course. Of course, every one of you, when we'll be again at the mid of this semester, mid of this course, you would really start, specifically you should start loving it today. But again, during the mid of the course, you'll come to know that okay, there are lots of things that you are doing, and you are doing them very effectively. So yes, you should start loving your course, Khushwant and everyone, right? And then with cheating and plagiarism, you can just see, you would have seen these all everything. And now if you talk about this one and this, let's talk about the course outline, web222.ca. Okay, so if you see here, now it's a weekly outline over here, and this is basically just, you know, for the reference purpose, and we'll see that all those notes and everything is available for every week, and everything is there. So now if you see here that we have this weekly outline, course introduction today, internet. So today we'll be having introduction to internet architecture, which is very important. Course introduction is something that we are running right now, and after that we'll have internet architecture, introduction to JavaScript. So I'll be introducing you to a bit of JavaScript today, and then also internet architecture, which is the far most important thing for today. Why? Because you must know what is going on, all these layers which are on internet, from writing web222.ca till receiving that web222.ca, how many things are in between and how they work and how you can just make efficient things and things like that. We'll be just doing that, right? And then JavaScript functions we'll be discussing, and objects, introduction to objects, and more built-in objects. So you see week 5 will be taking us to the HTML5, and as I said that during this time you will be learning lots of things, and one way or other you will be creating your application one way or other. But when we'll be introduced to HTML5 first, at the first point, so whatever you have just learned, whatever you have just worked on, that you will just try to do everything in this HTML5, and from this week 5 you will be ever ready for having those commercial projects that you can just always work on. So more HTML elements, tables, and how to do all these things, how to put scripts, how to put validations, script validations. Rishabh, what do you mean by do you want to say something? Okay, so document object model, nodes, creating. Okay, no problem. By modifying, querying, and the DOM elements. Introduction to CSS selectors and web colors. This is CSS. And again, as I said, till this point you will start developing your web pages. Till this point you will be populating your web pages with all those things, tables, media, images, audio, video, and everything. But still, your website won't be that fancier, that good in looks, that this color, the light color combination, or the good fonts combination. For that you will be starting what? CSS. I hope everyone can make sense of it. So then in the week 8 you will be able to just make your website more and more beautiful, more and more attractive, more and more catchy to the eyes. To make those, you will have to use that CSS selectors. Then we have CSS box model, a very interesting and important model that we have to use. HTML5 forms, another very important part. Whenever you talk about website, whenever you talk about internet, you talk about forms specifically. So there will be forms and things like that. So client-side validation using HTML5 features and JavaScript, there will be a validation. Client-side validation. Can anyone give him an example of validation? What is that validation? Anyone does not? Do you know? But any good example of validation if you have seen that somewhere? Anyone who is? You are all very actively replying, and that's very good to know. So can anyone give me an example of validation if you know? And if you don't know, no problem. You can write IDK. I don't know. Google wants to know your location. That's Pushwant a bit no, a bit different things. Okay, that's good. Mark, that's a very good answer. Sufyan, that's a very good answer. You should always reply. So it is if you don't know, you can just say IDK. And if you know, of course, as Khushwant has tried, Khushwant, that's very good. I'm very happy with you that you've tried something. But when you talk about validation, try. So when you talk about validation, we are talking of, have you seen that whenever you are filling out the form and you do not, okay, so you do not, you do put your email in the wrong way, not putting @ not putting .com something, and it just points it out over there that you are not writing the right email. So so the validation, I'm just basically talking about a very basic validation. That a validation starts from there. You are writing in a phone number box, you are trying to write email address. So it says no, your phone number is not legitimate. You are not writing the right, the postal code. So it will say validation, will say no, validation failed. You are not doing the right thing. Kushman, thank you very much. You got it. Hopefully, Sufyan, Mark, you all got that. Try you also. That validation is basically validation does mean that checking your input in particular area and going forward. That's very good. So introduction to Ajax, we'll be talking about Ajax and JSON, fetching data dynamically, updating the DOM. This is all we will be just doing that. Okay, so there will be code examples and resources organized by week. Each week has a README file that describes the week's code example. you will have that over there. We have a Git repository also, GitHub. You can download it from there. So what I'll do is that I will, by the time we'll be just working on it, let me just show this to you. There is a GitHub. So I will be just scaffolding everything. I will be just telling you, this is one of the professors made, like, you know, week wise solution, and these are the problems, and these are the problems. So we'll be just working on these problems, and we'll be just trying to find all those things. Right. So we'll be working on that, and specifically, so this is the grading criteria right now, that we'll have 50% grade of test, 30% of assignments, and then 20% of the final exam, and that is that. Right. So I hope it's all making sense to you, all of you. And still, we have not started anything. And right, I will be just taking now a quick 10 minutes break, and then we'll after the break, when we'll come back, I will just start using some tools, and you will enjoy that. As I said, as someone said, you will love this course. Of course, you are going to love this course, because we are going to get our hands dirty just after the break. So be here and be ready. We'll be reading a Git account. Okay, Khushwant, right now, I'm not asking you to have a Git account right now, but whenever you need that, I will tell you, and I'll tell you the way how to get that, right? So just don't worry about it. So as I said, and I will just reiterate, whatever time you will be needing, whatever, I will just you know, tell you each and everything, the steps to how to do that. If you have to install something, I'll tell you how to install, because we might be installing Node for this application as well, but that is something that I'll let you know. All right, so I hope everyone got that. So now I'll be taking a 10 minutes quick break. You go and stretch yourself, maybe have a cup of tea, maybe have something interesting to do, because looking at the screen continuously, it really makes, you know, it really makes you tiring. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and hopefully we will have a very good session, and I wish you best of luck for this course also, and also for your future courses. And we have got that team, and in that team, I've seen that there are certain people who are joining us, and there are lots of people who have already joined us. So you can always post your question over there. And as I said, that I would be helping you out. Sometimes your colleagues will be helping you out, and we will be just, you know, we'll be just having a nice interaction with all of you. Right. So having said that, thank you very much. And I'll be taking a 10 minutes break. My clock says 12:27 right now. So I'll be exactly back at, it's 12:28 now. So I'll be exactly back at 12:38. Thank you very much.